At COSI, we know science is everywhere. Explore Columbus with me and let's find some evidence. Hey everyone, I am Lauren Studemack. I'm an educator at COSI.
And I'm Sarah Towns. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Experience Columbus. We are here in front of the Ohio Stadium, otherwise known as the Shoe, and home to the Ohio State Buckeyes. Lauren, Columbus has an amazing sports scene. We have professional sports teams such as the Columbus Crew, the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Columbus Clippers, and the Columbus Fury.
The Ohio Stadium is a place for sports, but we know science is everywhere. Let's go talk to the experts and hear their stories.
Hi, my name is Don Patko. I'm Associate Athletic Director of Facility Operations and Capital Building Projects. I've been in this position for 35 years now. We are the caretakers of the Shoe, and a lot of what we do is work on the vertical concrete of this building and make sure that it's safe for the general public.
How many total people can we get in here?
All together, we can get 106, 107 in here.
Wow, that's amazing.
So the stadium's been around for over 100 years. How has science and technology progressed over that time to keep this stadium in tip-top shape?
Well, we work with a lot of engineers on the structural elements. When the Ohio Stadium was built in 1922, it was relatively a new product to reinforce the concrete and build such a large structure. We waterproof the seating area so that we don't get deterioration, because in our climate here in Columbus, we get a lot of freeze thaws, and you really have to pay attention engineering-wise, structurally, to what you're doing here in Ohio Stadium. And we spend a lot of money and a lot of engineering every year to fix patches and take the deteriorated material out, and then we zinc coat the internal structure, that's steel, and then put the concrete patch back.
We're here in what is known as the Rotunda. Is there anything special about the Rotunda?
The Rotunda is one of my favorite parts of this stadium, and Howard Dwight Smith was our architect. And as you see, it's elevated like a monument. Okay, so all the other gates are lower than the Rotunda in Ohio Stadium.
So what other systems have been updated to make sure that we're ready to play games and things like that on the field?
Yeah, we did a major renovation from 1998 to 2001, and we pretty much touched every bit of the concrete. We touched all the infrastructure piping. We had to upgrade all the storm piping, all the water lines, all the electric feeds coming into electric rooms, all our feed to the new technologies like scoreboards, video board screens, sound systems were upgraded, the seating was upgraded. All that $207 million project did back then was to kind of enhance and bring the Shoe into the 21st century.
Well, thanks so much for having us today, Don.
My pleasure.
So Lauren, we are here next to the Archie Griffin statue. Archie Griffin is the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner, and obviously OSU Buckeye alum. And we are thrilled to have the opportunity to learn more about the statue.
Really, so much work and effort goes into manufacturing these statues. We should probably find out a little bit more info from the sculptor himself.
I would love to. Hi, Brian. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, Brian. We're at the Griffin statue.
It's pretty cool.
Good morning, Lauren, Sarah. Good to be with you today. I am Brian Hanlon, the sculptor at Hanlon Sculpture Studio.
Brian, what is so special about this Archie Griffin statue?
Well, Archie is a venerable athletic figure, and he is a very humble man who really loves the Ohio State University family. This is a very unique project because the first copy of it is at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, where he started 4 games in a row, which will a record that'll never be broken.
Brian, what is the process for creating a statue like this? Can you walk us through the steps?
The first step, of course, is to find the composition. What moment will best explain who he was? And that's a super important moment, that we find that moment where we think in bronze, this is going to have energy. We have to build a metal armature that will hold the clay on it while we make that image. And that metal armature is welded and bent as if it is the bone structure under the clay.
Wow, very cool.
And then we apply the clay until we get a likeness that is both to my satisfaction and also to the client's satisfaction. And then we make a mold on that clay using a silicone rubber on the surface and a fiberglass shell instead of all plaster. And from that mold, you can make a wax casting. And from that wax casting, you make a ceramic shell investment that is used to pour the metal. The wax melts out and the bronze is poured in at 2,300 degrees. Very, very hot. When it's a cast in bronze, those shells are broken open, and then you have pieces of the bronze, like his leg, his torso, his arm, the football, and that must be welded together. And the joke of nothing can go wrong is very prevalent here, because we really want that bronze hard metal statue to look like the soft clay model. As you can see, not a casual process, something that scares away most artists, but I have always embraced it. I actually love it. And the more complicated, the better for me.
I never knew there were so many steps in this process. You are amazing.
So Brian, how does science and technology play a role in helping develop a statue like this?
Understanding a melting point of a metal, super important for the integrity of a pour. So we're using silica bronze and usually tin. You need to have a great engineer in the foundry to understand the metallurgy of each metal you're using. 2,000 degrees is very hot to be around. Very, very dangerous. The outfit that you wear looks like a moon suit. The boots are very thick.
Brian, thank you so much for being here with us today. We are so excited about this statue, and people are going to love it when they have the opportunity to see it.
Well, thanks so much for reaching out to me. Educating our public on the process of sculpture, I think, only helps them respect the art a bit more. And when we have that, we have a beautiful reverence of this process, which is centuries old.
Thanks for all the heavy lifting, Brian.
Thanks so much for allowing me to talk to you today.
Lauren, this was so fun, but the one thing that really stood out to me in talking with Brian is how much time and how involved that process is to build a statue like that Archie Griffin statue behind us.
With Don, so much work and energy goes into keeping up the Ohio Stadium. And that just goes to show that science really is everywhere.
And we will see you next time on Science Tour 614.